This is the installation of the Raypack 8350 Ti. I guess it's a Ti, and it says right there. Okay, we looked on the web because we were ready to install it, but there wasn't any physical documentation where you can actually view on how it's going to be wired. They can give you the drawing, but until you see a video, you can't really understand it. So what we did was we put a 60 amp double pole from the service panel at the house all the way down in there, ran it all the way up. We ran liquid conduit. That's this flexible type. It's got steel in it, and we ran the 4 gauge cable in, and we put it in here with the GFI, another 60 amp GFI. What we did was we came out with the 4 gauge cable here, backward into the liquid steel. We figured it was 4 gauge, it should be giving us a nice 4 gauge connection. But what we didn't know, because it doesn't really show how to do that, we found out that the hole that comes with the heater was a standard 3/4 inch, as you can see right there. So with a standard 3/4 inch hole, that was a little bit of a tight fix. So since we came down with the big liquid steel conduit, we actually brought it into a box, did a straight pull with the cable because it was still 4 gauge to come in. We put it into that 3/4 inch pipe because all you need is L1, L2 and ground, and we ran it through another liquid conduit into here. Then from here, it allowed you to take the L1 and L2 and physically go right underneath there. So there's line 1 and line 2, and the other stuff is already preloaded. And way down in there, if you could see it, see the green cable right there? There's your ground. It doesn't use a common, okay, because there. The next phase and the final phase we're going to do is we have a ground wire where it's going to go to there, and that ground is actually the wire right here going up. We're going to be able to take that nice and neat now that we've gotten this hooked up, and we're going to take it, ground it there. It's going to get grounded to the existing pool motor there, and then it's connected. That ground that we're grounding there is also going back to the grounding rod, and the regular ground that you see in here is tied back to the house. And that is it for the Raypack pool heater, electric pool heater. So for those that don't see it, that's where you got the connections. They're right there. You know, you can run the 4 gauge right through. We thought we were going to have an issue. We called Raypack up. They said that we could have done the breakout from the service panel here that we did, and then tie in and just run with a 4 gauge, I mean a 6 gauge or an 8 gauge, because it is within 15 feet from here to here, and it would have been okay. But since we were able to identify where it actually is on the box itself here in the Raypack, we knew that it could take the 4 gauge, so we ran it straight through. And that's the whole thing. And tomorrow we'll deal with the plumbing, and we'll tighten up the rest of the electrical here. And once the plumbing is done, we will then fire this baby up. Okay, this is the Raypack electrical installation for the 8350 Ti hot water pool heater.